You know, a time of year that I really do like are when the coffees are in full bloom because it does say hope. It tells you that there's something coming the following year. And it's always so encouraging because it looks like snow, although here in Costa Rica is our closest version of snow, our coffee blooms. But something to think about with everything that's hopeful or positive. And not that you want to be negative, but for each bloom, it's something that not only could it be hope, but then you look there and you see that it's already forming new life. That's where your coffee comes from. Right down there, you can see it's beginning a new coffee seed. And each seed or that comes up, it actually are two sides. There are actually two seeds. So for every flower, you get double. So most of you drink coffee every day, but you don't know, maybe haven't had the opportunity to see what's behind coffee. So these flowers. So right now, it has a little smell of jasmine. I think the smell is stronger at night or in the early morning when there's dew and it carries on the dew. But it's beautiful, and you know that there's so much now the work begins. This is the beginning of the coffee cycle. And sometimes you're not even finished picking. There might still be beans left. Like for instance, here, there's still beans to pick from the last year harvest. So because it gradually, everything gradually ripens. So it's just a constant cycle. So you see here, there are still ripe beans that I need to pick right there. So life is a cycle. And with cycles, sometimes we get discouraged. I was having a conversation with a friend this morning, and she was saying, just making a nice compliment and saying how I usually have a smile in my voice. And it made me think. I thought, well, for one thing, I was appreciative that she mentioned that. But then the other thing is, it made me think, do I always feel optimistic? And the answer to that is no. uh, so this is just for those of you who are thinking about new beginnings. Maybe moving to Costa Rica, moving somewhere else. It's a cycle. You might be leaving the old behind and looking forward to the possibilities of the new. And that's what these blooms represent. They're like a possibility because there's no guarantee. There's going to be a storm. There's going to be winds. We've had a lot of wind. And there are bugs. There are all kinds of things. Now, the beautiful thing about these blooms is that it rained a couple of weeks ago, or a few days ago, I guess I should say. And the good thing about that rain, after being dry, that's what helps the coffee to bloom. So it's just a quick 1 day of rain. And then look at what you get. 1 day. And you get these beautiful, beautiful blooms that mean hope for another year. So when it was raining, the thing is, I actually had some of last year's crops um, drying. So I had to scramble to cover the drying beds, right? So what could look like a tragedy could actually be a blessing. So keep that in mind, you know, as you're planning your move. You're leaving a situation wherever you are. Maybe you're leaving because you just want to leave. Maybe you're leaving because you've been planning it for a long time and you're ready to go. So, but you still have things you have to deal with. Look at this plant. This is an illness. I don't know. A lot of them look similar. I don't worry too much about it. But these are one of the things of coffee you have to deal with. This is small, a small farm. But you also have birds, look, or squirrels that eat up your food. And so they'll come and eat the ripe and they spit out the seed. So you're going to deal with stuff in your life, whether you live in a condominium or not. You're going to get discouraged. And do I get discouraged? Yeah. About the coffee? Not too much, because I don't live off of it. But just life in general. But I was thinking, you know what? I could live in a high rise in New York City and get discouraged that I'm up too high away from everybody else, the action below. So discouragement is going to happen wherever you are and whatever you're doing. And especially for someone, you know, for those who are looking to start over. Maybe they're widowed, maybe they've lost their job, maybe all of the above. And you're going to deal with things. Like, look, right there. See those bananas fell over? Because there are gophers down below. So I'm being very careful where I'm walking because I know there's gophers down below. I know there's ants. I know there's a bird over there banging at my window. At least I'm not having to listen to it right now. So there are things that are just maybe going to work your nerves. But look at the beauty and the blessings that you have right now. You know, for things that are hopeful, you're going to have challenges. So these are beautiful. But there's a challenge ahead. So I encourage you in your processing, your decision making, your moving, whatever it is that you want to do. I encourage you. But know that every step of the way, there's going to be a challenge. But I've been here for 20 years in Costa Rica. Many of those years as a widow, dealing with things that I wasn't ever anticipating. I certainly didn't move here to grow or live on a coffee farm, but this is where I find myself, right? And it's the same for you, whatever it is that you're going to choose to do. And yeah, some days you're smiling and happy, and there's a smile in your voice. And some days you don't want to, you just don't even feel like it, right? But, you know, life is what it is. And so whatever problems you face, whatever challenges you face, you're going to face them. But you can be the architect of what you want and know that everything's a cycle. So as I'm enjoying the beauty and the hope of next year and still grateful for the blessings of this year, I know that life keeps going. So this is Sandra. This has been just a coffee picking minute. Welcome to Costa Rica.